Hi everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. So I'm really excited about this video, as most videos I am excited about, but that is because dun, 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 can we just take a moment? This is gonna be my screenshot. My thumbnail. OMG, this is everything that I've been waiting for in a fall palette. Holy heck. But we're going to get into all the details. I'm going to show you swatches. It's not going to be live swatches, so we're not going to be here for days and days and days, especially since there is 18 shadows in this palette. But if you want to hear all my thoughts and my review on this palette, then just keep watching. So, to start off, this palette retails for $49. This is a typical Too Faced palette price in this format. I do have the Born This Way nudes. I'll pull it out right now. And there's a difference here. I think this was $39. Let me look it up really quickly. So this palette retails for $49, which this is the typical, in this tin format, that's the typical pricing. I do have the Too Faced Born This Way, and I looked it up, and apparently it's only $1 less. So this is $48, and this is $49. But it's basically the same size. This palette is just $1 less than this one. So, you guys, the idea of pumpkin spice to me is totally... it's a fall idea. You know that fall time brings a lot of warmth and coziness, and you know you have those crisp evenings and the crisp sunny days, which are my favorite. You put on your denim jackets, whatever, and the leaves start changing colors. And at night there's pretty sunsets with purples and everything. So that's kind of the vibe that I get with this palette. Let me open it for you so you can actually see inside if you haven't yet. So I have used this palette all week, and it's Monday. So last week I totally forgot what day it was. Oh, yes, this is what it looks like. So you've got your darkest sunset-y kind of colors, and then your lighter colors, and it's just really a beautiful, stunning palette. And, I think I've heard people complain that, pumpkin spice, the name of this, it doesn't really remind them of pumpkin spice. But I'm you guys, do you want 1,000 colors of orange and brown? You would be so sick of that, right? So I love that they sprinkled in some little twists and unique shades to make this very unique. You definitely get some really pretty looks. I am wearing it today. There's a lot of things that I love about this palette, and one of them being is that there is not a gold or a champagne shimmery shade. I feel like Too Faced does that in all of their palettes, which is why it gets so redundant. You might think that this is a golden shade, and it kind of is, but it more has a green, but it kind of has a more green shadow, undertone to it. It's very, very pretty. I wore it, I think, the other day, and I'll definitely post my looks too on the screen at the end, I think, just to give you some ideas of looks. And it does have a scent to it. Unfortunately, it's baked with, I think cinnamon or whatever. That's what they're saying. And it is limited edition. So I say get your hands on this, especially if you do not have the gingerbread one, the original gingerbread, I think, and what was it, the peach one. This is a lot more bold than the peach one, I think, in my opinion, and we'll get into that. So I'm so happy that there's not a light champagne color or a gold color. Thank God, because I'm really sick of those colors in Too Faced. And so this palette has two glitters, I would say, which are Fall Vibes and Want a Piece of Me, which is this purple one. So these guys are the same formula. This one is kind of a glitter, but kind of also a metallic. So there's two glitters, there's three metallics, which are more this one and this one. This is almost more of a shimmer, not even a metallic. And then I think this one I'm counting as a shimmer metallic. So there's 11 mattes in here, and I love that Too Faced did this bold and colorful side of mattes because this purple is incredible. I believe I'm wearing it today in the outer V. It's so rich and so nice. Now when I swatched this on my hand, which you'll see, I had to build it a lot. So this one kind of felt a little bit flat, but that could be just my palette and how I swatched it. Otherwise, like, this formula is just so amazing. It's so pigmented. Like, really, you have to be careful. If you're fair skinned especially, I would literally use the tiniest amount, tap off the excess. Like, that's how pigmented it is. So it kind of almost reminds me of like how people were complaining about the ABH subculture. And so just be careful. It's maybe so pigmented that very hard to use, but definitely blend it out like a lot. And that's why I think that this palette would be really nice for dark-skinned people. I think that the shadows are very bold. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but when I put on my crease color, whichever one it may be, so like even these two lighter shades come out so dark that I'm like, oh my god, like, blend out the crap. I'm like, I gotta like reel it in a bit and blend it out. So definitely be careful. This is a very pigmented palette. Like, I just want to, like, I have the chocolate Bonbons palette from, I don't even know how long ago this was. Oh, this one goes all the way back. Interesting. Anyway, so this is the chocolate Bonbons. You can see I've hit pan on quite a few. I love this palette, always will. Now, this is definitely more on the subtle side, especially the mattes, and I find that to be interesting, but also that's like the type of theme that they were going with on this one. And the mattes in here are more similar to the formula in here. So I feel like these two palettes that Too Faced have come out with have been just like a joy to work with, and like it almost doesn't even seem like a Too Faced palette because they're so like wishy-washy. Although I really haven't had a problem with Too Faced like the shadow formula. I feel like Too Faced is very much up there with BH Cosmetics, and that is saying a lot because I know that Too Faced, like, their holiday releases are no good, but like this palette and this palette and this palette, like, oh my god, so good. But also what I wanted to mention is that I feel like you could do a lot of pretty, I said that weird, a lot of pretty looks with this palette. You could go the more orangey side, like sunsetty, and the purple looks. There's a really pretty pink, a really pretty green, like this olive color, and you'll see swatches right now, so I'm gonna scoochy over here so you can see them. There's like a mauve-y, like these two mauve-y colors with this light and this light mauve are beautiful, and I just think it's so amazing that Too Faced came out with something like this. So please enjoy the swatches and the little video that I took of my swatches. I don't know how people do swatches. Hopefully I did them okay. But yeah, the only way I can explain this palette is that it's so bold. Like, this is no joke, pretty much. So I'm really excited about this. And like I mentioned, I do think that dark-skinned people could definitely wear this and not have any problems with it showing up, because I know that fair-skinned people will probably have a problem with the pigmentation. That's just like my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has mentioned that. I haven't really watched too many reviews. When this palette came out, I ordered it like the next couple of days. Actually, I think I waited because I didn't want to do it right in like the beginning of September. I wanted to wait a little bit, but that was only because I was on vacation. But okay, so here's the thing with the shimmers. I think that they are beautiful. As you can see, I am wearing one of the shimmers on my lid. I just feel like you have to build them, and I also feel like they are better wet. So that is just a note. And I'm gonna try it with a glitter glue eventually, but some of those metallics, like this one, is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to wear that. I'm gonna have to wear that tomorrow because that is beautiful. But yeah, just so many different kinds of looks with this. I think it's more of a neutral palette with a twist, and those twists are those colorful mattes over here, and the neutrals not being so neutral. Like, they're so subtle on the lid, which I feel like why it's like a neutral palette. So anyway, those are kind of my thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed this palette and the swatches. Here are some looks that I created. Definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram. I try my best to post daily over there, and I love interacting with you guys. And thank you for all of your support over there and over here. It's been so much fun, and it's my favorite thing to do. So hopefully you enjoyed the looks, the swatches, my review. I definitely think this is an A+ palette. I'm very happy that I purchased it. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. Like, if I lost it or something like that, I don't know how I would lose a palette. Although, knowing me, I probably would. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone!